Hi from Siberia, my name is Brando.
So in today's video I'm going to show you a little bit of Tyumen city, and also we will listen to the interview of one Peruvian guy, Brando.
Yes.
Let's walk around the city. Tyumen was founded in 1586. One of the significant features of Tyumen is that there are wooden houses everywhere, and they are kept as historical buildings. In some of them are now restaurants and museums located. Tyumen carving formed as a separate direction at the beginning of the 19th century. It absorbed the techniques and experience of craftsmen who came to the capital of Western Siberia from the Urals, Великий Устюг, Kostroma, and other craft centers. The outer side was considered the face of the house, so it was richly decorated with carvings. From the courtyard, the building was decorated more modestly. The facade could tell a lot about the inhabitants of the house because all the details of the carving have a symbolic meaning. The largest number of such estates were built in Tyumen before the 97 revolution. The name of the square is due to the fact that in Leningrad, current St. Petersburg, which had just survived the siege, there were almost no cats left, and the city was literally filled with rats. To fight rats, Tyumen residents initially sent a whole carload of cats to Leningrad. Many owners personally brought their cats to the collection point to contribute to helping Leningrad residents. The severe blockade of Leningrad began on September 8, 1941, and ended on January 27, 1944. Food in the city was catastrophically not provided, since German troops destroyed the Podivsky food warehouses, which provided not only the city but also part of the army. There was famine in the city. In the cold weather, people began to die right on the streets. Some died at home while they were sleeping. Only 3% of the population died from bombing, the remaining 97% from hunger. Mothers could kill pet animals to feed their children. Some Leningrad residents euthanized their pets at the beginning of the blockade when they realized that they wouldn't be able to feed them. Food could be brought to the besieged city only in one way, through Lake Ladoga. As soon as the first ice appeared, the cars headed to Leningrad. Most of them didn't reach the city because they fell through the ice or came under fascist fire. The appearance of Tyumen is rich in stone architecture. This building from the late 19th century is literally a local history center. Now we are going to a coffee shop where we will ask Brando a few questions.
Brando, could you tell a little bit about yourself? What are you doing in Russia now? How you came here?
My name is Brando. I'm a Peruvian citizen who is studying Russian right now on the city of Tyumen. And I'm actually reaching for a master's degree and also like to study another language besides English and Spanish.
And why have you decided to come to Russia? I know that before you lived in the USA, right?
Yes. Well, I live in the US for a couple of years. It was around 2 or 3 years. I studied the language, and I was planning actually to study something else, but unfortunately it was quite expensive. But I have really good memories of the U.S., especially Texas.
So you lived in Texas, right?
Yes. Yes, I live in Texas, the city of Houston. And also, I've been in different cities, starting Austin and San Antonio and well, actually Houston.
So I think that it's quite difficult for you about like the weather change, because now you are in Russia, in Tyumen, in Siberia. Why have you chosen this place actually?
It's starting with the sense that Siberia always caught my attention, and I always wanted to see what's going on there. So that's why I decided to come over all the way here, and seeing like this university where I'm at right now, well, has all the standards, and that's why I decided to come here to Tuymen.
I know that you came only in the beginning of February, so right now it's like March 8th, so you are only about a month here. So could you tell how do you feel here? What can you say like about Russian people and about their attitude towards you?
Well, starting with the sense that there's like Russian people here in Tyumen are very like polite, in the sense that I have a small anecdote, but about two weeks ago I went to a restaurant, and they noticed that actually I'm a foreigner, so they decided to give me a discount on this place, and yeah, I mean, in general, I've seen like Russian are very kind and really nice people.
So I also have a question for you. You know, nowadays there are lots of propaganda in the media, like against Russia and so on, and there are like quite many lines. And it's not that hard to compose any article or any post. I mean, on the media or like in social media, of course. So I would like to ask you, because you came to Russia like in the beginning of February 2024. Well, maybe. Did you have like any problems? Maybe someone forced you to serve in the Russian army or something like that? Are you afraid to be in Russia?
Well, no. Starting with the sense that nobody forced me like to come here. I just decided like to come here like for studying, and I never signed any paper like to join to the army. My main purpose here is like to study and like. And visit more cities and places, and no, I never. Well, I've seen so many propagandas that I really didn't keep in track, to be honest. I just try like to focus on my studies.
So also my next question will be maybe like in addition to my previous question. I also know that you have like a British friend. Could you also mention something, whether he had some problems like visiting Russia and coming back to the UK, or like he happily traveling across Russia without any problems?
Let's say that he decided to come also like to study Russian, and for him was really he didn't have any problems in that sense. He just traveled around. He get his visa, if I'm not sure, there in I don't know if in whether Scotland or England, and he came all the way here. Yeah.
So what do you think in general about Tyumen city? It's actually a little bit. Not a little bit, it's my first time here, so I didn't explore much as of now, but what was your like first impression?
First impression was like it's very cold, because we're in the kind of like in the middle of Siberia, so which I really liked since I was a kid. I really like cold weather, and let's say like it's a small town. It's a really small town where you can actually go like as many places as you want, like by walking. So that's something that I really like in comparison to other places that I have been.
What is your impressions about like living now in like the most sanctions country? Do you feel that we have lots of sanctions here, or in general the life here is not that bad?
In the sense that I can go to the supermarket and see there's like so many products, especially like Russian products. So even though they have all these sanctions, I also believe that Russians have been Russian tried to overcome these difficulties, and they have everything. I mean, I haven't seen any Russian without with any problem because of these sanctions. Honestly.
What does your family think about your relocations and so on? Could you share with us?
I'm kind of in first impression. Actually, they think that they feel that I'm kind of crazy in the sense that to go all the way to another side of the globe and come over here. So, but then they realize that I'm okay. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you so much for the interview and that you shared with us all your thoughts. That's all.
So this is actually my university where I'm studying Russian. So it's really huge. They have more branches also. This is actually another one that I'm actually studying. I'm studying another branch. So there you go.
We came to the Kolokolnikovykh family estate, and it's famous because Alexander II, actually that's the portrait of the Alexander II, but he's already quite old here. He actually visited this estate in 1837 when he wasn't the king yet, the emperor yet. So this place is very famous of it. There was like a headquarter during the civil war at this estate, and also when all these events took place, this estate was passed to the government, and it was even like a kindergarten and something else during these times. Also, like the first owner of this place, as far as we know, he left Russia, but like by himself. And the next owner, Kolokolnikov, well, already his next generation already felt the repressions, and some of them left to China, to USA, or simply relocated to other Russian cities such as Moscow, Ryazan and Irkutsk. And this museum actually keeps contacts with a few of them, of those who live in Moscow and in Irkutsk. So sometimes they simply make different lectures together or just have an exchange of different memorial historical objects. Architectural monument of the late 19th, early 20th centuries. This estate belonged to Masharov, a famous Tyumen industrialist, one of the founders of the iron foundry business in Tyumen. Nails brought Masharov the greatest fame. The merchants stamped their heads with the letter M, making his products recognizable outside of Siberia. After 1997, Masharov's factory was nationalized, but not stopped. The factory continued to produce the same range. For a long time, various socio-political organizations and children's clinic were located in Masharov's house. The workers respected him and came out in his defense twice after his arrest, but he was shot. Tyumen is a museum restaurant that we wanted to visit, but didn't think about the fact that we needed to book a table, so we went to another one.
We came to Siberia restaurant, Mimosa salad. It contains the northern fish. It calls omul. So now I'm going to try it. It's really very good. I recommend it. Very good.
Yeah, good. So this is deer stroganoff. Let's try it out to see what happens. Yeah, it's good.
So I ordered like a boar. It is like stewed for 12 hours. So let's try this meat.
impressions?
Well, to be honest, it reminds me говядина, like beef. So it's not bad, but like really nothing super special. So actually this is like the second largest blacksmith art museum in Russia because it has around 7,000 objects, and the largest one in Russia, they have around 12,000 objects, and some of these objects are very ancient. For example, this one is dated like maybe 11th or 12th century, or this one are actually ancient ways, and it says here like an extra reminder that the right weight is pleasant to God. It was like an extra reminder to the salesperson, to merchants who was in charge of different deals and so on. So just do not lie to your customers.
I mean, I remember my grandma used to have one of these, but I mean, it wasn't from the Soviet.
Zenit. It's very famous camera, Zenit. And look, Polaroid here. Oh, I remember my grandfather has some kind of radio. Very similar.
So I've seen so many of these. I mean, is it very popular?
Yes, this one are very popular. It was popular like even when I was a kid. When, for example, I take a trip by train, they usually serve tea in such glasses.
And why is that? I mean, is there any purpose or just like the style?
No, there is any purpose, because if you drink like without this, it will be hot for you, just the tea in the glass.
Brando is going to do his coin right now.
Let's see what happens.
Монеты и чеканили, потому что пресс из хорошей марки ставим. Забирай.